Oh.
Choose your destiny.
Well, this isn't hard at all. So, first of all, Crash Bandicoot, which game? Because you have Sonic 2, or are you talking about just Sonic in general and Crash in general?
I was thinking the first Crash, and I was thinking of Sonic 2, but is there
So
is there a different Crash that you're into?
yeah, Crash Bandicoot 1 is the most archaic.
Mine too.
It, Crash Bandicoot Warped is the best.
Okay,
But
Warped. Okay,
okay,
let's do
two is
Warped.
great too. But let me talk about the Crash series really quick. So Crash Bandicoot, it's one of those series where for the time one was great, but like each sequel just sort of like perfected it. There's no reason to go back and play one. You could always play two or three. Two or three. But two's great. I think three is the best. Sonic 2 is definitely the best Sonic game. But I have to say, man, I hate Sonic. I hate him.
Okay, so Sonic 2 compared to the Crash series. Which
I
which one? Anything in the Crash series.
okay. Sonic 2, Crash 2 and 3 is better than Sonic 2. I Sonic 2 is very nostalgic for me. And yeah, if I'm going to play any of them, it's Sonic 2. Like I know it like the back of my hand. I played it so much as a kid. Um and yeah, I like it, but I don't know if I can play it anymore. I've beat it so many times. And I don't know if I really get the appeal of Sonic the Hedgehog where it's just like, hey, he's the rival of Mario. We have to cook up something to go toe to toe with Nintendo's flagship character. We got this guy that just needs to go fast. And I prefer Mario because you can explore. You can go at
Uh,
your own pace,
and
different
I'm not
exits.
saying, yeah,
I
we're not
know
talking about Mario
we're going
here.
up
Yeah,
against
yeah,
Crash,
yeah.
but Sonic is just when you're going so fast, it's just a beat the clock game and trying to see how fast you can get through and speed run a level without getting hit, which is kind of fun.
But the levels are so iconic,
Yeah,
man,
that's
and
why I
and the
like
music is so iconic.
and that's why I like 2 because it's not a cheap piece of shit. Like the first one's kind of hard, it's a lot
Yeah,
shorter,
yeah.
but like you can do it, but I know it so well where I'm on autopilot with it. It is fun. I love Sonic 2. That's about it though. I just don't like Crash 2 and 3 though. I can play today. I love Crash 3, dude. Especially those PS4 remasters they put out. They're so good.
They're great. Yeah.
They're awesome. But yeah, I mean, if I'm going to a desert island, give me Crash 2 or 3 over Sonic 2 any day. But it is very nostalgic. Like I could turn it on right now and play it, and I'll just burn time in that casino
Yeah,
zone,
oh god, yeah.
just trying to like that could make gambling addicts out of a lot of kids. I wonder if
Yep.
it did. It started
Well,
anybody's gambling addiction.
it made a gambling addict out of me. So, Sonic 2, man, it's the best game on Sega Genesis, I think. I mean,
Yeah, see, not for me.
it's fantastic. It's the best Sonic game out there. Like, I like Sonic 1,
It's the
Sonic 3 is fine, but
it
Sonic 2 is the
dude.
best game,
They
man.
peaked. I just really don't think there's any other Sonic game that's really worth a damn.
Compared to Crash, I love Crash, but Sonic 2 is so memorable when it
I
comes
don't.
to Sonic and Tails. The levels, the soundtrack, everything about that game, I love, man.
I used to play the versus game all the time on 2 player, the racing.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I do love Sonic 2. It's extreme, but I wonder if you took away the nostalgia, do I really have any desire to play anymore? I don't know, but yeah, I love the soundtrack. I know all the stages. I love. I used to get like the chills when I would reach Death Egg. Like
Mhm.
oh. Actually, whenever I would reach like the Sky Zone, I love the music in the Sky Zone. You know, where Tails is flying you on that plane and you jump off onto the ship that's going to end up going to Death Egg. That whole stage feels very real to me. And I think there was a lot of stakes because by the time you got to Death Egg, to me, it was never quite like Mario where you could really farm lives.
Mhm.
No, you would get lives and bonuses for having like 100 coins and stuff like
Yeah.
or rings. You know, you could, but and you could get like continues, but it wasn't infinite, man. Like if you were lucky, you'd have a few continues saved up. You know, the way you played the game. And yeah, it was always like nerve wracking when I got to Doctor Robotnik and Death Egg because I didn't always have like a stockpile of continues. Like maybe I only had a few lives, and you had to do a gauntlet. You had to fight Robo Sonic or Metal Sonic. Then you had to do Robotnik in his big like mech, and it was I bet you I could like destroy it now, no problem, because you got to know how to hit Robosonic exactly on the front or whatever. But it just makes you
Mhm.
a nervous wreck because you get hit with the rings. You try and grab a ring, but if you don't make the ring, I only got one more hit left. And then
Yeah.
let's say you have no rings, and you got to then fight Robotnik in his mech, and you got one hit, and then and he always did this thing where it's like 3 dimensional, the pair, and he's like claws would come out both sides, and sometimes it was a little weird telling if the claw was in the foreground or the background, because if you
Yeah.
jump, you don't want to hit the one that's in the foreground because it's going to hit you, but you see the one in the background. I don't know, man. It's not like it's hard, but it just always made me a nervous wreck because you really could squander the whole game if you just got shooken up with it. But I loved it. I love the music. It actually makes me want to play it. I've been kind of wanting to get the Sonic. They have a collection out now on
Mhm.
like PS5,
Yeah.
PS4,
Yeah.
and I've been waiting for that to either go free on PSN or
Those
go
aren't
down.
remasters, are they?
No, but they got like I think they have like extra special features. They have
I do want to play the newest Sonic.
like
That
you
looks pretty good.
like in the new one with the collection, they have it to where you can play as like Amy and all the
Yeah.
in all the games. Like you can
Mhm.
play, and so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I kind of thought about getting it just to kind of have a fun reminisce, walk down memory lane, and play through those games. But I've got to wait till it's like fucking $20. And
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
buying that right now. But like I said, I think Crash Bandicoot 3 is one of the best platforms of all time. 2 as well, but 3 just took it to a whole new height, man. I love it. It's fantastic. Well, what about you? You Sonic, right?
Sonic. I mean, I love Crash. I think they're great. That remaster is amazing.
Crash
It's so
Warp,
much
dude.
fun.
The different zones, all the
Yeah.
unlockable. There's so much more replay value in Crash 3. Sonic 2, you can get the Chaos Emeralds, get Super Sonic. That's great. But there's no saving the game. You play through it and you're done. You make the most of your. But Crash, you want to go back. You want to get all the gems. You want to get the speed run relics. You can get the gold relics, the platinum relics. Beat your times.
It's hard, man.
There's
Crash is hard.
there's the colored jewels on some of the stages. There's multiple regular jewels like diamonds on each stage for collecting all the boxes and shit. And then of course there's the crystal. There's so much to do. Yeah, I've been meaning to go back to the PS4 one and try and 100% it because it's hard. It's really hard to
It
really
is.
100%, but it's just such a fun game. So yeah,
It's fun, but when it comes to Sonic, I mean, Sonic 2 and Mario are, I mean, hand in hand. I mean, Mario's better, but
well, I thought we weren't talking about Mario. If you want to throw Mario in the mix, Mario World is the greatest platformer of all time. It is one of the greatest games of all time.
yeah, it's definitely one of the greatest games. Mario 2, Mario 3. It really depends on what, mood I'm in that day.
Yeah, but anyway, for me, Crash. For Todd, Sonic. Yeah, that's a good one, man. Good round.